Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are doing a reread because there's been a new release coming out and you probably might have guessed what it is. And I'm kind of scared. Okay, so we are reading The Fourth Wing series. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm super duper excited for this. So when I read The Fourth Wing for the first time, I did annotate it, but it was like one of the first ever annotated books that I've ever done. So I was really shy and I wasn't properly doodling, and I was just like, picking up all the words and all of the hype moments. So the annotations, there's just not many there. Rather than just going into Onyx Storm without a full recap of the series, and I have been wanting to reread these books for quite some time, but I've been holding off because I thought, you know what, it's the perfect prime time to reread them when Onyx Storm comes out. And I know there's videos on social media like YouTube where it does like a recap of the books for you so you don't have to read them, but I just feel like I need to reread them because I want to annotate this to its fullest, only because I preferred Fourth Wing to Iron Flame. I really did like Iron Flame, but Fourth Wing, top tier for me. And look at the annotations. Like, I annotated that so much more because I was so more experienced in my annotations. Like, look, I had so many more annotation tabs, right? And then in Fourth Wing, I've recently just changed the colours of the tabs because it just wasn't a vibe. But that's all I put. So like, this one colour here, I've put happy, funny, hype. Like, why have I subbed them all into one tab? I kind of really annoyed myself when I went through and noticed that, but I might notice more things. Like, I might notice the story building, I might notice like the scenery, like how she feels. So I will be adding more tabs into that when I come across a feeling, but currently all I've got is romance, 18+, quotes, sad, and then a tab that says happy, funny, hype, which is so frustrating. I might cross out hype and do it in itself, because in like fantasy romantic books, I like it when there's moments when I'm proud of the character. She's doing something that's really difficult, or she's like showing she's better than everybody else, and that kind of gives me a pride moment. Like, I'm so happy for you, like, well done. And I like labeling that in the tab, so I might do that in this. And I love story building. Like, I love it when the author tells you a bit of information that to you it doesn't mean anything, but I feel like it's going to mean something, like it's a little bit of an Easter egg. And I like doing that because I believe I did it in Iron Flame. So in Iron Flame, I put proud / you go girl, cute / romantic, funny, angry, fact / quote, sad, plot, and curiosity. I don't really do curiosity that often, but I may be thinking it's when like something happens I'm a bit like confused, like why did that happen? So I'm reading this. I will give you as many updates as possible, and I'm just not ready for that moment with Liam. I'm trying to hype myself as much as possible, but it's just not going to happen. I'm just so sad about it. Yeah, so I'll reread this one, then Iron Flame, and then obviously we'll go through more detail of Onyx Storm. I'm going to try and leave this as spoiler free as possible. Like, you'll see my responses and my emotions of how things happen, because there's certain things in this book which I'd love to talk to someone about. I would love to go into a lot of depth and detail about, but obviously I can't, because if you know that, then you'll kind of get the story plot ruined, and it's just difficult. I'll be reading these over the next couple of weeks. I don't want to scram it in because I feel like it'll really ruin my soul. I will be destroyed just a little bit, just quite wounded, and I don't want that to happen because I've got a lot of books to read this month. So we're gonna go through this, I'm gonna start rambling, and then we'll just get into it, and then we're gonna have as much of a happy time as possible, because I need a bit of violence in my life now. I need my sugar daddy back, my shadow daddy, you know.
I don't know where to start. I have read so much of this, so I am currently on page 347, which is chapter 28, and those of you know, and those of you don't. I'm excited, but I'm also really not looking forward to this next part of this book, because it's been really nice getting back into it. It really has been so nice to get into my shadow daddy, like Xaden type of vibes, and I'm here for it. Violet, I will always like my violence. I will always like violence, and I'm love right. It's nice. I think I missed a lot of stuff the first way around, and it's nice rereading it because there's so many things I've missed. There's more connections, there's a lot more like annotations I'm doing in this book, which thank God, because the first time round there was practically nothing there. I'm really enjoying it. I'm kind of dreading it because I'm not emotionally ready, and I don't think I ever will be emotionally ready for Onyx Storm. To say it lightly, I just don't think I'll ever be ready. I'm liking characters and I'm hating certain characters, and it's the author like gives hints to all of the characters that you shouldn't like early on in the book, and I just never made any of those connections. So the betrayal hit me really strong the first way round, but I'm thinking now, because I kind of know what's going on, my hatred is already there for it, and I completely forgot a lot of the stuff in this book, but now that I'm in it, I'm now remembering a lot of the stuff. And you'd think the spoilers, because obviously I've read it once, the spoilers would really absolutely like destroy it for me, but it isn't. It's like comforting going back in a world that I missed. I didn't realise how much I missed it. So it's like, it's excitement, but it's dread mixed into it. Like this series is just, it just destroys you. And that's currently how I feel. That is currently how I feel. I don't have that many pages left of this book. I'm at 347 and it is 498, so 150, which I'm going to smash out tonight. I'm going to record myself with a lot of the things going on, but again, because this is a spoiler-free vlog, I do not want to talk about any of the details. Yes, I'll give certain snippets of like what they're saying if it's not spoilerific, and I'll talk into detail about certain things if it's not major to the story plot. But yes, kind of wanting, I'm putting off the rest of this book. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. I am kind of not ready to read Iron Flame. As you saw yesterday, I finished Fourth Wing, right? And I went through every feeling imaginable for this book. I mean, I knew I was going to have the feelings and have the raw feelings, but I just didn't expect it to hit me as high as it did the first time. And I really, really struggled. Oh my God, my eyes are so sore. My throat hurts from all that crying I did yesterday. But I did it, I finished it, and I love this book so much. I've seen people where they reread one of their most favourite books and the rating isn't as high as it used to be. And I was low-key really scared to read this because this was like one of the first 6-star reads I've ever read. And it's still 6 stars for me. Like, I am obsessed with this book. And I'm so happy I reread it because I was thinking, because I remembered most of the story plot in this and in Iron Flame, I'm not going to lie. Like these two books, I read them in 2023 and I remember practically everything that happened in these. So I was thinking to myself, should I reread these or just go straight into Onyx Storm? But I thought, I want to go through my annotations because my annotations at the point when I started annotating these books was actually really foul. It was really bad, non-existent. It was just underlining pen. There was no doodles, there was no highlights, there was no emotion to my edits at all. So I thought, you know what, let's rectify that issue and let's redo it. And I'm so glad I did because there were so many things, like little Easter eggs that I was missing. But obviously I know how the story ends now. Well, up until Iron Flame, obviously I haven't read Onyx Storm yet. But I saw who to dislike, I saw who to love, I saw little Easter eggs with certain things of how the story plot's going to go, and I really enjoyed rereading it and to go through that again. So if you're thinking about, I'm unsure, do it. I'd say just do it, go into it because you will be obsessed with it again. Because like I was, I'm in love. One of the things that I am so happy I reread because I've now realised, or if I did realise the first time around, I didn't like fully appreciate it, is how different of a character Violet actually is from the start to the end of the book. Like, she is completely different. Her confidence was like bottom of the barrel all the way to the top. Like, she don't take shit from anybody, and that it was just so nice going through the feelings of her, seeing her develop as a character. It was really, really nice. And then with Xaden, it was really nice seeing him like mold, so relax and get comfortable, because at the start of the book he's very rigid and no one really gets to know him, they don't really speak, but then as the story goes on, you see him soften, you see him melt a little bit for our main girl, and it's really nice seeing that. And the friendships, I must have skimmed over the first time I read this book because the friendships here are so real. Like, they are so goddamn real, and now I appreciate it more going into this book for the second time around because I now see it and I understand it, and I think that's what made it hurt so much at the ending of the book with what you saw with me like mentally dying. It affected me more than it did the first time around. Like, I died, a little bit of my soul died while reading this book for the second time. That being said, I recommend this book so much. If you guys haven't read it, get to know is what I'm saying. So the second one, right, we're going to read. I won't be doing a lot of annotations just because I've already done like a lot of them. I might go through and highlight them and do some more doodles, but I've done a lot of annotations. So I obviously loved Iron Flame, but not as much as Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing, so some books at the start of a series, like a long series, the first book kind of sucks because it's opening up the world, you get into the characters, and then sometimes the ending's kind of a bit like a but not Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing is the best for me. Like, this was decent. This is amazing. So I'm kind of anxious with how Onyx Storm's going to go. But we're going to go into this. It's a lot bigger than Fourth Wing. So this is just under 500 pages. This is just under 700. That's the plan. A lot of the stuff in this book I do remember before even going into the story because it technically wasn't that long ago since I read this. And I don't think it'll hurt me as much as the first one did, but we will see. We will see how the emotions go because now I'm attached. I didn't read the first time around. I didn't read this and then go straight onto this. I read this and then months later then I went onto this. So I don't know how I'm going to react to that, my emotions. I don't have a clue because I am heartbroken following on from the first book. But I want to get into Onyx Storm. I'm fed up of seeing spoilers on social media, so I'm actually not going on social media whatsoever until I read Onyx Storm, because I am like a week and a bit behind now, and that to me is just, oh no, not acceptable. So we're gonna fly through this as best as possible because I need Onyx Storm, and then we'll go through that together. Raw, fresh emotions. Wish me luck. It's been like 2 days since I last spoke to you guys. I have just been so immersed in this book. Oh my god, like I can't even speak. You know what I mean? I can't. About this, I think I just started this book. Well, I've read quite a decent amount now, and I was just in my own world. I wasn't even like thinking about picking up a camera. I was just immersed, especially some scenes. I think his name's Varish. He can go fuck himself. I hate Varish. Varish is the worst to go in, and yeah, he just deserves to dead. Honestly, dead. And he gets what he gets. He deserves. He well and truly deserves. So I don't really know what to say, because again, this is like a spoiler-free vlog, so I don't want to say anything too bad. But yes, this stuff is starting to hit the fan. Sloane. Okay, so I get where Vi's coming from, because obviously she really wants to look after Sloane. So Sloane is the New Year's people who've got over the parapet, who survived, who are like the new soldiers per se, the first years. And Vi said she made a promise that she would look after Sloane. And I get where Sloane's coming from. I understand how unhappy he is, how unstubborn she's been. I understand her well and truly. But poor Vi, like, Sloane does not know what Vi's been through. So us as a reader, we completely understand both sides of the story. And Sloane doesn't see that, and then Vi doesn't obviously see how Sloane's feeling. It's just one of those things where, like, I'm getting really annoyed reading the book, but I get it. And I think that's the most frustrating part of the whole story plot, is I get it, but I'm so annoyed. Like, stop it. Both of you just stop it and get along, please, for the sake of that giant person. So that is a whole experience in itself, because that really, really wound me up. I mean, there's a lot, I'm just flicking through my annotations now. There's a lot of nice cutesy things, like little things and bits and bobs. But, so the most important stage of this book is the first, which obviously continues off the fourth, which is obviously, you know? And then I think the second major thing is when you get to roughly the 300 pages. Like, my annotations were popping off. So, what page am I on in case my thingy falls out? I'm on chapter 46. So, annotations. Then the next page, annotations. Then the next page, annotations. Annotations. It's annotations. It's just, whew, it kicks off. It well and truly kicks off. And I love it, but I hate that scene so much. And yeah, now I'm roughly at the end-ish of the whole book, and I know what's gonna kick off, and this shit does hit the fan, because wow, it is intense. Stuff's happening, it's firing all around. Yeah, it's intense. If I can't think of any other word than intense, because it just explains the whole situation perfectly. I just want to mention my love for Liam, because he really does have my heart. And again, I'm saying this so often, but if you've read it, you'll know, you will understand. And for those of you who do not know, I cannot tell you, you need to read the first book. But yes, so I am going to record the last part of this. I'm going to annotate, and then I'll give you a little catch up with what we're doing at the end of the book, and then we can move on to Onyx Storm. Obviously, I have not read Onyx Storm yet, so I'm very excited to get onto it, but I'm also very scared, because I'm now fully immersed into this world, and I just don't want it to end. And because this book has only just come out, it's going to be a very long time. Is there going to be more? I think there is. I'm just not 100% certain. If that's the case, it's going to be a very long time for the next book. But if it's not the case and it's the last one, my life is currently over. Like, it's done. There's no more point in living. It's ended. But I will let you guys know that at the end, I will let you know if it's a continuation or if it's the end. I feel like I've read somewhere that there's going to be 5 books. But I'm not certain that I could just be pulling that information out of my asshole, and I don't know. Anyway, stalling, don't need to stall no more. I would like to finish this book. So I'm currently on page 445, and I do have just shy of 200 pages left. It is currently 2 o'clock. I do think I can get this done. Speak to you in a little bit. Let's have a breakdown together. Like we did a couple of days ago. Let's round two. Good morning, guys. It's been approximately a week since I last spoke to you guys. A lot of reading has been done in that time off camera. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm currently here with no makeup on because I had a facial yesterday, and she said my face, especially my nose, is thirsty as hell. So you might see me natural a lot of the time now because I need to just put so much moisture in my face. So you might see shiny my hair. Just deal with it because my skin is in need of some liquid, and you know. I have read so much of Onyx Storm. I am on page, right, 502. And I have not picked up the camera for those 502 pages. So we're going to talk about it because obviously I have no clips to show you guys. This book was more of a fun read than the other two. And I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the other two because they were still 5-star reads. But the other 2 books, I was constantly on the edge of my seat being like, I need to find out what's going on. Like, oh my God, I can't leave it. I can't just read a couple of pages here and there. I have to sit down and just read it for like 9 hours straight. This one, yes, things still happen in this book, but I don't think it's, the majority of this book, I don't think it's like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, I can actually sit down and enjoy a slow read of this book because it's just, you know, the background story, you know, the lore, then it's got the romances in there, and you know, the relationships, and it's just nice to not really have any new introductions to people because you know everybody, and it's really nice to go through that. The last chunk of the book has been intense, has been, oh my God, I can't put it down. Like, I struggled putting this book down yesterday because I was like, I can't read the end of it because I need to record the end of the book with you guys because I don't know where it's gonna go. So I thought we could do that together. But I loved Violet throughout the first book and the second book, but in this book, she is my go-to girl. Oh my God, her character development in this book is insane. And I know I've said that with the other 2 books, like she's just developed as a person in general. Like, she was this like quiet, wasn't sure of herself, and now you see her get stronger and more sure of herself. And in this book, she is like, honestly, right, so the purple tab is me being proud of her. Look how many of those purple tabs are in this book, because she's doing me so proud, honestly. I do not know how Zayden's feeling about her, because he is like, that is my girl. Yes, you go, honey. I love the shit out of you. And I feel that. I feel that so much with her. I've been reading this book for a while, haven't I? And usually I don't read a book over this period of time. Normally I've done and dusted, read like 3 books, but I have just been sat down, enjoying life and enjoying this book so much I didn't want it to end, so I haven't really picked it up that much. But saying that, I am petrified for it to finish. I only have like 25 pages left, which isn't a lot. It should take me less than half an hour, and I am shitting bricks because there's multiple ways how I think this book could end. And I'm kind of scared, because I hope the ones that I'm thinking of don't happen. I've just read something, and it's, if you've read this book then you will know, it's around the 475, 480 to the 500 pages with how intense something was. And I was like, reading that, and I was thinking to myself last night, I was like, I really should be recording this. I really should have done it, but here we are. I didn't record it. I'm so sorry, but we are reading this book together. So I'm going to get my annotating pens, because I don't actually have them downstairs with me, which is annoying. I've got to go back upstairs. And then we're going to read it together, and then we'll have an update, and then we can end this vlog. Because as much as I have been enjoying this, being within the same world is making me not want to read any other book, because I just want to read about this, and it's just an issue because my TBR is not going down, and I just need to rectify that ASAP. So BRB and all that sitch. Everything is going to shit right now. Prayer. Let's pray for me, please. I'm always crying. I'm always crying. Currently, I don't know what's going on. So. I am sorry. I am sorry. What? I was fully expecting something on this page and there's nothing there. That did not end. I need a break. I've just taken like a 25-minute break because I can't. I'm trying to like explain and like mellow with my feelings, understand where I am, but I can't. I'm so confused. Like, when I finished the first book, yes, I had questions. I was like, okay, where are you? What the fuck? How, why? I'm so confused. But you kind of expected it with how often it spoke about this certain thing in the book. Like, I kind of get it. Like, okay, a bit of a warm-up, a bit of like an Easter egg situation. Then with the second one, again, it was at least of a surprise in the first one, just because of you kind of had history in the background of it, so you kind of understood a little bit. But then this one, it came out of nowhere. Like, the ending I did not like, just because it didn't have any warning to why it happened. It was just like, it was like kind of like the scene had been cut short. And that is why I'm so confused and like, what is going on? Because it literally looks like she's missed off 2 pages of this book. That's the vibes I'm getting from it. And I'm not okay. I'm not okay. It was such a good read though. Oh my god, I'm so happy I finally read it. Basically, I missed a video uploading on YouTube because I haven't actually finished Onyx Storm, and I put it off for like a week. So I finished Fourth Wing, finished Iron Flame, then I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to get into Onyx Storm, and I like locked up. I really did lock up, and I don't know if it's because I was kind of scared or if it was because I was a bit of like a reading like slump because of the emotions and the emotional roller coaster I went through with the 2 prior books. I was like, I'm done. I didn't pick up any books from that week, so I didn't upload a video because obviously I didn't finish this vlog, so that's why there's been a gap. And now that I've read it, I'm kind of really annoyed at myself that I didn't read this earlier, because I feel like I needed this knowledge in my life. And I can finally now go on like Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram, because I'd been avoiding it like the plague because I didn't want any spoilers. I have seen a couple of like little references, and at first I didn't get it, but now I've read it, I get it, and I'm like, I see you did that, I get that, I understand. So I enjoyed that. And I can't believe I bought the Onyx Storm Special Edition thinking I was going to annotate this book. Like, I'm sorry. Could you imagine an annotated Special Edition book? No, thank you. I'm so glad I read this with you guys, because I really needed to go through Fourth Wing again, because I didn't really annotate it, and I'm glad I did, because there was just so many things. It was nice but not nice to read through again, and it was just, again, nice to experience it. Kind of. All I'm going to say is, I can't wait for the next one. I'm not doing a reread on all of them for the next one. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm not going through it again. I can't, like I just said, I lost a part of my soul that day. I'm not losing more of it because I can't reread it for the 3rd time. Yeah, as you can tell, I kind of like this series. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below, please and thank you, because I need to talk to someone about this. I really, really do. That being said, this vlog has been going on for like a month. Oh my god, like a month. That's kind of insane. My longest vlog has been like a week and a half. This has been a monthly vlog, and I am done with this. Chef's kisses. But now that it's done, I'm just going to put it on my shelves, and then I'm just going to move on with my life. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye, guys.
Do we go the double down?
Multiple things like how different of a character Violet is from